Good morning, yogis. Thank you for joining me. This is part 2 of a rise and shine practice. So suitable for morning, really any time, but a little more energizing. So this is a practice that'll kind of get you going and jumpstart your day. So no props needed. We're going to start standing in mountain pose. So come to the top of your mat or the center of your mat, whatever feels right for you. Bring your feet underneath your hips. And because it's morning, give yourself a moment to just arrive, right? We've gotten out of bed and we're not quite moving with speed or all of our senses maybe quite yet. So give yourself a moment to just settle in. Let your eyes close. Feel your shoulders stacked over your hips. And feel a grounding and rooting sensation through the soles of your feet. Lengthen your tailbone down, let your spine get long, and then pull up through the crown of your head as your shoulders drop down and away from your ears. Start to move your breath in and out through your nose, and just begin to feel into your body, letting this be an opportunity for you to drop in, to take notice of how you're feeling first thing in the morning. No judgment, no expectations. We just arrive. Let your breath steady you and drop you in, feeling the embodiment of the present moment. And then let your eyes ease open. We'll go ahead and thread our hands together. Flip the palms up towards the ceiling and press through your feet as you press through the heels of your hands, reaching up to the sky. Get long here. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, we're going to lean over to the right, pressing the hips and the rib cage to the left. Just feel what that feels like as we start to coax open the side body, which has gotten probably a little bit compressed overnight, just laying in one position. You may want to turn your chin up towards the sky, look up and underneath that left arm, and keep weight evenly distributed through your feet. Good. On an in-breath, come on up, find center. On the exhale, up and over to the other side, stretching out your right ribs. Feel the hip press to the right as you lean to the left. Ground through your feet, and then maybe take that little peek up and underneath your right arm, inviting in a little twist in the neck. Steady breath. Rise up on the inhale. And as you exhale, just take a little back bend. Move your arm bones back behind your ears. Press your hips forward. Lengthen your front line. Try not to compress into the low back, but rather lift the front side of the body. Reach back. And as you exhale, float your hands to the tops of your shoulders. Stay grounded through your feet. And then let's circle those elbows forward and then around, down, and back. So we're just making generous circles here, opening up the shoulders, maybe getting a nice release with some popping or clicking. Always happens to me in the shoulder joints. Pause and reverse direction. Sync up your breath with your movement. Let this feel kind of yummy and good. And don't over expect the body to do anything first thing in the morning, right? Just be generous with your spirit and your expectations. Just be in the present moment. Beautiful. On an in-breath now, take your arms all the way up and overhead. Reach to the sky. As you exhale, we're going to forward fold, softening the knees as we come down, coming into a ragdoll position. So allow the knees to bend as much as you need to. I'm pretty sure your hamstrings are going to be tight at this time. So maybe bend into one knee and then the other, kind of walking it out in place. Whatever feels good to kind of help you open up the back chain of the body. So all the way from your Achilles, through your calves, your hamstrings, your glutes, your low back, Every part of the back side of the body wants to open here. Let your head be really heavy. Good. And then next time you bend into your right knee, plant your right fingertips in front of your foot. Take your left hand to your left hip and start to turn the chest open to the left. Now you can hang out here straightening this left leg while the right knee stays bent, or you can invite that left arm to lengthen overhead. Taking a twist here and opening up the big muscles in the glutes and the outer hip. If this is too much, you could also rest your hand on your sacrum as an option. Roll your chest open, roll that left shoulder back, breathe in. On the exhale, forward fold, let it go, get nice and soft and floppy. Let your upper body just dangle over your legs. And now switching sides, we'll bend into the left knee and plant the finger pads of the left hand in front of the foot. Right hand to right hip. Let's start to turn from the navel, moving the ribs to the right. Staying here, if this feels good, as you straighten the right leg, or maybe lift the right arm up. Stacking the shoulders, taking your gaze up towards your thumb, if that feels all right. Pressing strongly into that right foot so that we can engage and open the muscles on the right side. Also, the right hand can come to the sacrum as another option. Roll your right shoulder open, breathe in. On the exhale, let that go. Inhale now to a flat back. Pull your shoulder blades down your back and press your fingertips into your shins. Feel the extension from the crown of the head through the tailbone as you lengthen out. Your abdominal muscles pull in and up, supporting your low back. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, plant the hands. Let's step back, downward facing dog. Give yourself a moment to arrive in this pose, taking any movement that feels natural or organic. Again, you may want to kind of pedal out in place, dropping one heel and then the other, maybe twisting the hips from side to side as you rotate your ankles. Anything that feels good to help open you up in this first downward facing dog. When you come to stillness, press evenly through your thumb and forefinger on both hands. Stretch your heels to the floor. Press your thigh bones back and lift your tailbone high. Let your tricep muscles roll in towards your face and keep your shoulder blades moving down your back. Beautiful. One more breath in, feeling the energy of this pose as we open up the body. Exhale as we drop the knees to the mat. Keep your hands where they are, forward of the shoulders. And inhale into cow pose. So soften the belly and the ribs and pull your heart through the gateway of your shoulders. As you exhale, let's round and tuck and bring the sit bones back towards the heels, coming to child's pose. Your toes can be tucked or untucked, whatever feels right. And again, inhale up into this cow pose, drawing the heart forward. Exhale, rounding and tucking it back, coming into child's pose. One more time, inhale, pull the heart through and up. And then exhale as you round it back. Beautiful. Coming up into tabletop now, I'll flip around. And let's bring our right knee out to the side. So stacking your shoulders over your wrists and your knees underneath your hips. Bring that right knee out to the side at 90 degrees and draw it forward and then down and back, creating a nice circle here. So getting right into our hips this morning. This is obviously a very tight place in the body. And first thing in the morning, it might be super cranky. So just be generous and gentle. Reverse the direction. Try to complete a full rotation. Nice. Good. And then stretch the right leg back behind you, flexing the foot and driving the heel away. See if you can feel that lengthening sensation as you push through the heel as if you were pushing into a wall behind you. Kickstand your left foot off the mat and roll open to the right side, coming into modified side plank. You'll bring that right arm up and overhead, pressing through the right foot, keeping the toes flexed. Feel the awakening of your outer hip muscles. Nice and strong, breathing in, lean back, open your chest a little bit. And if you feel like it, bend the knee, catch your foot, and open up the quadricep by pushing your foot into your hand, opening your chest, creating a bow-like shape with your upper body. Nice deep breaths here. Feeling the energy and the breath starting to move through us as we awaken. Awesome, guys. Let's release that and go ahead. Now tuck the left toes, keep that right leg lifted, press back into a three-legged down dog. We'll bend that right knee and just open up the hip here. Press the left heel towards the mat. You can roll out your right ankle or even make more circles with the right knee, whatever serves you. Ground evenly through your hands, keep your shoulders square, keep lifting that right knee. One more breath, and then exhale back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, press your hips back and up. Draw your thigh bones back and press your rib cage towards them. Just notice how that right side feels. Notice your breath. Beautiful. And take a deep breath in. As you exhale, let's draw the knees back down to the mat, and we'll take that sequence on the other side. Coming into tabletop, we'll lift the left knee out to the left, draw it forward, down and back as we start to make generous circles on this side. Each side is going to be different, right? Left to right, you're going to feel the difference. One more rotation, pause, and reverse. Taking it in both directions, getting rid of those clicky bits, crunchy bits. Good. And then extending straight back behind you, flexing the toes down to the mat, square the hip off. Find that length as you energetically press through your heel as if you're pushing into a wall behind you. Now kickstand that right foot off the mat and roll open to the long side of your mat. You're supported by your right hand underneath your right shoulder. Lift that left arm up. Press through that left heel. Really feel into that left side. Stay here. You could even extend your arm overhead or go for the quad stretch. Bending at the knee, reaching for the foot. Press the foot into the hand. Roll that left shoulder back. Oh, open up the chest, quad, the front of the hips. Such a yummy pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Awesome. Let's release. Keep that left leg lifted. Tuck the right toes under. Press back to three-legged dog. Now bend your knee and open your hip on this side. Roll out the ankle if that feels good. Just take some time to feel out this side compared to the other. Be generous with your breath. As your knee lifts to the sky, your left heel draws over to the right side. One more breath. Beautiful. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, fill yourself up. Let it go with a sigh. Good, and then lift your right leg up, reach it back. On the exhale, you'll step your foot up by your thumb and you'll lower the back knee down. Now create a 90-degree angle with your right knee and ankle. Your shin is nice and vertical. Hug in from the outer hips to rise up as you bring your arms up and overhead. Coming into our first lunge here. Relax your inner shoulders and let some spaciousness enter into the front of this left hip. So that's where we're targeting our energies. Relax the muscles in your face. Breathe into what you're feeling. Give yourself permission to relax. Good, now take a breath in. On the exhale, your right arm is going to travel back behind you, left arm forward. Find a twist. Make your arms into the shape of a T, reaching out from your chest in both directions. Rotate your belly button, your ribs, and your shoulders around. Stay here or add a little back bend by dropping that right hand to find the left thigh or your sacrum and reach back with the left arm. You can look over your right shoulder and down, going a little bit deeper into the hip and just adding the back bend here. Very energizing. One more breath. On the exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands down. Tuck the back toes, lift up that back knee. Breathe in. Exhale, pull the hips back as you straighten the front leg and fold over it. Draw your right hip crease back. Plug into your right big toe mound. Big stretch for the hamstrings. And let's add some movement. Inhale as you come into your lunge. Exhale as you press back. Inhale to lunge. And exhale to take it back. Nice job, guys. Inhale to lunge. And exhale to take it back. Now bend into the knee, plant the hands, step back to plank pose, our first plank. If the body isn't ready for full plank, drop the knees down. Keep your chest lifted. Press your tailbone back towards your heels. Keep your thighs and kneecaps lifted as well. Belly button strong and pulled in. Nice deep breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your rocking plank first thing in the morning. That is awesome. One more. On the exhale, back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Let it go with a sigh. Good, now that same thing on the left side, lift the left leg up, reach it back. As you exhale, step it up by your left thumb. Lower the right knee down. Stack knee over ankle on this side, and as you're ready, hug into the midline to lift the arms up. Healing lunge, Anjaneyasana. Feels so good to get into the hips, right? Really any time of day. If you're practicing this at the end of the day, I'm sure your hips will appreciate it too, especially if you've been sitting. Give yourself a few breaths here to kind of melt into the front of that right hip. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, sweep your left arm down and back, right arm forward, coming into our twist. Try to keep your arms in line with your shoulders, making this beautiful T shape, feeling the rotation, the belly and the spine. Staying here or adding the little back bend, dropping that left hand to find the thigh or the sacrum and reaching back with the right arm. Looking over and down past your left shoulder and sinking a little bit deeper into your hips. Breathing in and breathing out, cartwheeling the hands down. We'll lift up that back knee, take a breath in. As you exhale, pull the hips back and straighten the front leg. Fold over. Round the big toe mound down and pull the hip crease back. Breathe into your hamstrings, deep stretch. Adding some movement. Inhale forward. Exhale to take it back. Inhale to drop into your lunge, heart pulls forward. Exhale to pull the hips back. One more inhale. And exhale. Oh, so good. This side really needs it for me. Let's drop into the knee one more time as we step back, find plank pose. Align yourself here, feel your strength, right? This is an empowering pose, a full body pose. If you'd like to go a little deeper, lift your right foot off the mat, just a couple of inches, and press through the heel, keeping the body strong. Lower the foot down and switch sides. Left foot lifts. Press the heel away. Keep your thigh engaged. Breathe and release. Beautiful. Rock forward on your toes and lower slowly down to the belly. Untucking the toes here. Keep your elbows close to the ribs. Rise up on your in-breath for cobra. Drawing the shoulders away from you. Press all 10 toes into the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Beautiful. Press back through hands and knees. Find your downward facing dog. Take one more deep breath in. Let it go with a sigh. Good. Now bring your feet closer together. Look at your thumbs. Look between your thumbs. Bend your knees and either walk or hop your way to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift when you rise, straightening out the spine, and then exhale to fold. Just notice how the body feels, how much warmer and more open you already are. Such a beautiful thing. Keep your head heavy, your arms relaxed, roll yourself to stand. Take your time to come up. Feel each bone as you do. And then give the shoulders a couple of good rolls at the top. Maybe even tick-tock the head from side to side. Beautiful. Let's keep going. All right, you feel the energy? Let's stay with the warmth of it. All right, I'll come to this side. Bring big toes to touch. Bring your arms overhead. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, let's find Utkatasana, chair pose. So hug the outer hips in. Rotate your inner thighs in and down. Drop your weight into your heels. Lighten up the weight in your toes. Feel your thighs turn on. This is a big lower body asana pose. And sweep your arms back. Lift your left foot up. Step it back. Land on the ball of the foot. And then bring the arms up and overhead for high lunge, crescent lunge. Your right knee and ankle are stacked. You're pressing back through that left heel, squaring the hips to the top of the mat. Breathe in. As you breathe out, open to warrior two. So find that heel to arch alignment. Bend deeply into your right knee. Extend your arms out from your heart center. And turn on that back foot. Really want to press into the back edge of your foot. Good. Take your gaze over your front fingers. Breathe in. As you breathe out, straighten the legs and bring the palms to meet overhead. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale to straighten the legs. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, straighten the leg and reverse back for reverse trikonasana. You're welcome to catch your right wrist with your left hand. Pull it away from the hip and just feel that right side lengthening. Awesome. Come up, separate the arms, flip your right palm up, and then reach forward, keeping your legs where they are. Your left hand can come to your sacrum here. Reach out, and when you feel ready, lower the right arm down. You can press the back of the hand into your calf. This will help you rotate your chest open. Lean back a little bit. Trikonasana pose. Alternatively, your arm can be extended. Beautiful pose. Pull your right thigh bone in and back. And then bend into the right knee. See if you can slide your hand down to your right ankle. Coming into extended side angle. Maybe this time your left arm comes straight overhead. Lean into your right knee and thigh. Breathe. Getting strong. Beautiful. Look down. Cartwheel the hands down. Step back through plank. Option to take a vinyasa or simply to move into downward facing dog. Your choice. Breathe into your back bend if you're taking the flow. And then breathe out into your downward facing dog. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Pause for a moment and just feel how juicy and open that right side feels. Let's get the left side in line with the right. Bring your toes to touch, look forward, bend the knees, walk or hop your way to the top. Take a halfway lift here, shoulders down the back, spine long. Exhale as you fold. Rise up through Utkatasana, chair pose. Drop the hips down and back as you bend into the knees. Breathe into the shape and the side. Generously open up your chest and your heart. Generously drop the hips down. Feel some kind of burn here. Now inhale to sweep the arms back, lift your right foot up. Exhale to step it all the way back, landing on the ball of the foot, and then sweeping the arms overhead, finding your high lunge on this side. Take a wider stance if you feel at all wobbly. Keep that left knee and ankle stacked. Nice breath in here. Exhale, open to warrior two. So the standing series of poses is very energizing. So you will feel awake and alive after this sequence. Again, this can be done at any time of day, but in the morning, it will definitely get you going. And for my friends in the north who are coming into winter, you may need a warming practice. Settle into your hips, keep your heart space open. Look over your left fingertips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as you straighten the leg, bring the palms to meet overhead. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, straight leg, palms meet overhead. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, straighten the leg, reverse back for reverse trikonasana. Option to grab that left wrist, draw it away from the hip, really emphasizing lengthening that left side. Big breath in. On the exhale, rise up, extend the arms. Flip that left palm up. Reach the torso forward over your thigh. Right hand can come to the sacrum if you would like, or to the hip. And then lower down, bringing the back of your left hand to the inside of your left calf. Open the chest. Send the ribs up to the sky, the right ribs. Maybe extend that right arm overhead. Maybe you gaze up at your thumb, breathing into this side. Strong legs, equal balance through the legs. One more breath. On the exhale, we'll bend into that front knee. Slide your hand down to catch your ankle here. Lean into it and roll the chest open once again. Maybe hand remains at sacrum. Maybe it comes up to 12 o'clock, or maybe reaches overhead. Find the connection from the edge of your right foot out through the right fingertips. And breathe. One more breath in. On the exhale this time, we're gonna sweep that right arm to the middle of the mat. We're gonna pivot the left toes so that they're lined up with the right, parallel to one another. Nice wide stance for Prasarita Padottanasana. I'm gonna flip around here. Toes are pointing forward, heels are drawn out slightly, so a little slight pigeon-toed stance. Let your upper body dangle down. Feel into the big stretch in your inner thighs. You're welcome to reach for your ankles or hook your big toes with a yogi toe lock, drawing the crown of the head down, lengthening your spine, opening up your inner leg lines, grounding through the outer edges of the feet, and going upside down, letting some blood and oxygen rush to the brain, which is a really great thing first thing in the morning. It'll power you up for your day. Release whatever bind you have, walk your hands forward and just start to bend into one knee and then the other. Gently from side to side, just getting into those hips one more time. You can take any other movement here if you'd like to come into Skandasana. This is a natural launching point for that, or just flow. Good. And then come to stillness. Walk the hands forward, hop your feet together, and then lower the knees to the mat. Pause on your shins, let your hands rest in your lap. Take a moment to just find your breath. Notice how warm and awake and alive you feel. Your prana, your life force energy moving through you. Let's open the eyes and take one or two simple stretches before we close. So lean off onto your left side so that you can extend the upright leg out at an angle. Draw the sole of the left foot in. Now turn your torso to face your extended leg. Get nice and long in your spine. Breathe in. Pull your right toes back toward you, and as you breathe out, walk the hands forward any amount. Grabbing onto your ankle, your shin, maybe your toes. And with each breath in, try to lengthen out of your low back. Nice long spine. And each breath out, just try to fold. If your hamstrings are still tight, you're going to feel this. Try to anchor your right thigh bone down to the mat as best you can. Breathing in and breathing out. Awesome. Now walking the hands back, lift yourself up. Take your left hand outside of your left hip and then sweep the right arm up and overhead, coming onto that left shin. Your right leg stays extended. Press your hips forward, open your chest one more time. Lean your head back. Beautiful pose. One more breath. On the exhale, take it on down. Nice. We'll switch sides. Extending out your left leg now. Draw the toes back. Draw the sole of the right foot inside your inner thigh, and then turn the torso. So we're not only forward folding here, we're also getting a little twist. So line up your navel with your kneecap. Take a deep breath in with that long spine. Walking the hands forward as you breathe out. Find your stretch on this side. Notice how the ribs want to kind of roll to the right. Do your best to roll the right ribs more towards the inner left thigh so that you really get the benefit of the twist. With each breath in, lengthen out a little bit more because you're making space. And as you exhale, use the space to fold a little deeper. Breathing in and breathing out. Oh, such a good grounding sensation. Rise up. You bring that right hand outside of the right hip. Left arm will bring you up as you come onto the right shin. Root through your left foot and your right hand, and then let your body just lift and breathe and open. Pressing those hips forward. Letting your head relax. One more breath. On the exhale, we'll come on down. Beautiful. Find a cross-legged position, whatever works for you. You can cross at the shins. You can come into a half or a full lotus. Whatever the body will allow at this hour of the morning or time of day, wherever you are. And I always like to close with a few moments of meditation. So hands can rest in your lap or at your heart space. And give yourself a pat on the back for showing up, because we know that's always the biggest hurdle or challenge to practice. But we also know that when we make it to our mats, we are rejuvenated, refreshed. It's like hitting the reset button and everything becomes right in our world again. So with that in mind, you are right and ready for your day. Bring a big smile to it and set an intention here for however you'd like to move through your day. Maybe there's a word, there's an energy, however you would like to move through your day. Bow your chin towards your chest. Thank yourself for showing up. Thank you. I thank you for being part of this community and sharing your practice with me. Let's open the eyes. Bring the thumbs to the third eye center. Namaste to all of you as we acknowledge the beautiful light and love that is within us all. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Lou and I send our love from Sunshine State of Mind Yoga and hope to see you again. Please like, share, subscribe, and thank you for your presence. It means so much. Namaste, yogis.